In the Dominican Republic, my grandmother's room in her house has always given me an eerie feeling. The last time I was there, I was turning 20 and had to sleep in her room while visiting. The entire month I was there, I would wake up at 3 a.m., no matter what. I could have been drunk and gone to sleep at 2 a.m., and I'd still wake up at 3 a.m. It was ridiculous. The night before my birthday, I had incredibly strange dreams, so strange that my eyes are tearing up from the memory. One of the dreams consisted of a documentary that was about centipedes with human faces. The narrator in the documentary was literally explaining what I was looking at with exact details. I woke up and felt an eerie presence in the room, and of course, it's 3 a.m. I turned on the light and read the Bible that was on my grandmother's drawer. After a few minutes, I decided to go back to sleep with the light on, and I also turned on the fan and put it on medium. I then fell into another dream where I was on a public bus. I saw a girl exit the bus, but she left her sweater. The next thing I know, the sweater is in my hands, and I'm following her into a school. The moment I entered, I would only see her turning corners until she disappeared. Somehow I had a picture of her on my phone and asked around the school if anyone knew her so that I could return her sweater. I'm walking around the halls, opening classroom doors to try and find her, but I don't have any luck. Eventually, I found one door that looked different from the others. The moment I entered, it was pretty bright, and when things cleared up, I noticed I was in the same room I was sleeping in real life. I still didn't realize what was going on. I went on my cell phone and noticed it was acting very weird. Then I looked at the mirror in the room and noticed things were off in the reflection. My cell phone wasn't taking any inputs at the moment, and that's when I realized I was in some messed up dream. Right at that moment, I felt something in my body just warning me that something weird was about to happen. That's when the stool in the room shot up into the ceiling and shattered into many pieces. Again, it felt so real. I can't stop tearing up from how real that felt. It still feels like yesterday. At that moment, I felt a shock and was able to open my eyes. I couldn't move at all, so I figured I was going through sleep paralysis, but it was maybe 10 or 20 times stronger than any other time it's happened to me in the past. I noticed that the light was still on, but it was shining brighter than I'd ever seen it. The fan that I had turned on medium was spinning so fast, it sounded like it was going to break off any second and slice me. There was a wind in the room that felt so ominous and disgusting, and I could hear the cries of a spirit or something. I spent about a minute or two like that, fighting back whatever was in that room with me. It felt like I had literal claws on my throat. When I finally broke free, I quickly ran out of the room, and I left everything exactly the way it was. The door even shut on its own from all the wind in the room. I went to get my brother and sister-in-law at the time across the hall from me. They were in a panic, but as I explained to them what happened, they didn't believe me until we all went in there again. The first thing that we noticed was that the light turned off by itself. The fan was still whirring very fast, and all three of us had our hairs rise up on every inch of our body. We prayed in Jesus' name, and everything started to calm down. The wind died down, the light was back to normal, and the fan went back to medium. I haven't been back in that house since, and I could keep going on about what happened after. I know I'll have my doubters, but it's the honest truth. I never really believed in your typical paranormal stuff until it happened to me. I'm not the only one in my family either that's had very strange feelings about my grandmother's room. You could walk into that house and immediately tell that something's off about that room. Sleep paralysis isn't something I can say I've experienced. It sounds terrifying for anyone to have to go through. One of the things I thought about and still don't really know a lot about is lucid dreaming, which is described as a sort of dissociated state, combining aspects of waking and dreaming during ongoing sleep. Sleep paralysis is a related dissociative sleep state, which in short can blur the lines between sleep and waking consciousness. The description of walking into the same room we're currently sleeping is fascinating but also horrific. The author's remarks that it is still so real that they were actively tearing up is evidence of this. I would love to know more about the history of the house and the history of the family, particularly the grandmother. Was there a history of interest in the paranormal? Was there tampering or meddling with the paranormal? Did the house have any kind of a dark past? Until next time, thanks for watching and listening. I appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and join my Reddit page to share your creepy stories. Thanks, and take care.